Michelle Marchant Johnson with Love Life Coaching, and I'm here with the lovely Denise Dominguez, who is a woman's empowerment coach, author, and speaker, and also best-selling author of Empower the Woman Within, Stepping into Total Freedom. Welcome, Denise.
Hi, thank you, Michelle. So glad to be here.
Denise, I'd just like to ask you a couple of questions that I think can kind of be a gateway for people to kind of start thinking about some really important things in their life. So I'm just wondering, from your perspective and from your experience and from your work, what do you think is one thing that you see that frequently gets in the way of people having the kind of relationship and love that they most desire?
Such a great question. And I instantly know that it's trust. There's a lack of trust that we have within ourselves. And so that leaks out. And so we have a lack of trust in others. And so we think, gosh, I really, that one I really screwed up, or that one didn't go as well. And the time before and the time before. And so I don't trust myself that I can actually have or attract a great guy or have a great relationship. So I'm just going to, ditch it all and not do it, at all. So I would say that's the biggest thing is trust and fear. But I feel like they go together as well, trust and fear. Because if you trust yourself, you have confidence and there's no fear, right? So yeah, I would say trust is the biggest obstacle in the way.
I love your perspective on that. And I do agree that they're intertwined, because I do think if you have that trust, then you're not afraid that you're not going to know how to navigate a certain situation or relationship, or that you're going to get caught up in something you don't intend to, or that you're going to allow someone to treat you in a way that is unacceptable to you. You're going to trust yourself that you're going to know how to set those boundaries, standards, and navigate relationships successfully. Or leave that one behind and find the next right one.
Absolutely.
So I'm so glad you brought that up. And what do you think is one thing that people can do that can begin to open up that possibility to have the relationship and the love they've always dreamed of?
Well, the first thing that comes to me, Michelle, when you ask that question is for them to go inside and to start their inner healing journey. The other thing that comes to me is not only raising our vibration, but having an awareness, right? Having an awareness of what the absolute truth is of what's going on. So taking full responsibility for our entire life, right? The good, the bad, and the ugly. Having that awareness of, like we were saying before, right? I'm the common denominator here. I keep repeating these patterns, or these patterns keep coming to me in life, and I need to pay attention to them, because life is always showing us what we need to learn from, and things are happening for us, not to us. So I would say awareness is another piece to it. So having those in place, and then raising your vibration to a higher vibration. So when we're in that guilt and shame and fear and blame and all of that, that's our lower vibration. So being happy and grateful for what we have, that's a great way to raise our vibration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really appreciate that you mentioned that. And I also love that you mentioned being willing to tell ourselves the truth and to stand in truth, because that can sometimes feel scary, but it's really the only way to create a new possibility is for us to first be truthful with ourselves about what's really going on, and be willing to kind of shine the light in those dark corners of our lives, so that we can really see what's happening. And sometimes just when we shine the light by looking at truth, it's not nearly as scary as it might have felt like it was going to be before we did that. And it allows us to begin to, like you said, raise that vibration and move into a new possibility. So I really appreciate what you've shared. I so loved connecting with you, and I really thank you for sharing these little gems with us right now.
Thank you, Michelle. I like to, if I could just say this one thing, I like to look at our own truths as when we admit to our truth, when we share our truth with ourselves, it's like squeezing out the emotional poison. And so just like if we were injected with poison, maybe like a snake bite, and we squeeze it out, what happens? We feel better. We feel relieved, right? It's the same thing when we admit the truth to ourselves. We feel better. Like you said, it is scary in the beginning for us to go there. But after we do, then it's like, I feel so much better. And the good news is it gets easier and easier to come to grips with your truth when you've squeezed out that initial poison, emotional poison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you so much for saying that. I think that's a really powerful way to express that. And so I'm glad you added that. And so if you're listening or watching and you want to participate in a full event where we help you to be ready for love, please click on the link underneath this video that you're watching from, and we look forward to seeing you there. Lots of love from Denise and I. Bye for now.